Please also welcome Mr. Deribi Ashfor, who is the CEO of the Cooperative Bank of Oromia in Ethiopia, who will be sharing the perspective of financial institutions and how to unlock small to medium enterprise lending at scale. Statement and those opening remarks, and once again thank you to my guests. It's really a pleasure to moderate this discussion. We've spent this morning talking about looking at analyzing the landscape facing smallholder farmers. We've also had insights into the enormous financial gaps faced by smallholder farmers, and we also understand and see the scale of the opportunity. But one of the recurring issues and themes in all the discussions that have taken place this morning is the issue of risk and the perception of risk, which is really the key impediment to scaling financial opportunities and investment for smallholder farmers in Africa. And I believe the four of you were selected on this panel because this is your area of expertise and specialization. And I'm hoping during the course of this discussion, you can convince the audience and other stakeholders of the types of instruments available to reduce that perception of risk and that reality of risk. I want to bring in Mr. Deribi Ashfor, the CEO of the Cooperative Bank of Oromia in Ethiopia. It's a place I know well, and we've heard a lot this morning about banks and banks' perception of smallholder farmers and how impossible, that's the word I would use to describe, it is for smallholder farmers to access finance. You don't understand them. You don't understand the way the cycle works for farmers. But we also know that Ethiopia is a country heavily dependent on agriculture. You've introduced a digital lending platform for concessional finance to expand agricultural financing in your bank. Can you talk us through how this model has worked in practice and its effectiveness?
Thank you. Good afternoon all. I'm really honored to be here as a panelist. My bank is owned, almost 60% of the equity is owned by farmers and the cooperatives. So since its establishment, we have been trying to finance farmers through traditional banking. And we need to be creative to really bring impact, to reach out to the rural community. What we have done, we have established innovation center 3 years ago, and understanding the partners that are coming with the fintech solutions, agri-technologies. And of course, we have also adopted different way of approaching the farmers, including having the shipping containers branches. We call it eco branch, powered by solar power, where there is no electric light. And we have also recruited 128 agronomists, where, of course, to fill the gaps of the Ministry of Agriculture and the government as well, technically by in-house. We believe that phygital approach will bring impact to create financial literacy and digital literacy to the farmers. When we call phygital, physically we have to be presented on the movable container, shipping containers. 70 of them are in operation. And of course, through our innovation team, we have a strong relationship with the fintech companies like Kefiya Technology. With Kefiya, we have explored opportunities how we are really introducing uncollateralized digital lending to the community. And we came to Kenya so many times. We went to Rwanda, and I have seen they are doing good. The difference is they do have a national ID, but we don't have a national ID. So a KYC is one of the problem in Ethiopia. What we did, we started from historical credit scoring. Historical credit scoring, just credit scoring of banking transaction, debit and credit. Once we score that and provide loans, then psychometric scoring is the second scoring. It's AI-based technology. For your surprise, for a century, the banks in Ethiopia have reached to finance 400,000 borrowers. With less than 2 years, we have achieved 1.2 million micro business borrowers. It's about 19 billion birr, which is $150 million in terms of the prevailing rate. So with Kefia, we have another agricultural platform, Shaga Free as well. And we have started to score using alternative score for farmers as well, digitally. And we follow still the traditional transactional data to score the farmers' creditworthiness. And unfortunately, as Daniel mentioned early in the morning, we have started, implemented the community pass, farmer pass. Over 500,000 farmers are already on the platform, and 914 cooperatives and 51 unions are on the platform. So what we did, the community pass has an integrated platform where the key agricultural players are interconnected to do transactions. Of course, as mentioned by Daniel, it is a credential to know how the farmers, the productivity, harvest, projection, and the traceability, and all this is on the platform. Finally, when we see the platform, it has no credit scoring. Partnering with Rabobank technology team and with our technology team, we have developed an alternative credit scoring engine that linked to the farmer pass, where we can easily trace the farmers' data to provide input financing and the finance their need, hard working capital. And also we are discussing with the Ministry of Agriculture as well to really provide farmers a medium-term loan to maybe rehabilitation in coffee area, pruning of coffee plants on phase approach. So what we have learned through this journey, innovation will bring solution to challenges. Now, data is the new collateral. So the mindset of the bankers should focus on data, consider data as a new collateral instead of following on traditional collateral. So when we lend the money, 19 billion birr without collateral, the outstanding amount is 3.2 billion. The payment, the risk we perceived in our mind, traditionally, I used to work for the bank. I used to work as for 18 years in the biggest bank of commercial bank of Ethiopia. I used to work as a bank from different level, like from officer to vice president banking operation. We had lending to the poor, maybe the lower community, is a risky. Of course, it is risky. There is no free lunch. We understand that the challenge is there. The challenge mentioned in the morning, the climate risk, whatever. But when we really innovate, we can mitigate. So mitigation approach, concessional fund, like we have partnered with MasterCard Foundation in 2 areas. The foundation supported in concessional facility as well as credit de-risking facility. And we have also partnering with USAID, of course, Mr. Trump. USAID in the past, Mercy Crops, and Care Ethiopia as well. So when we receive those funds, there's a challenge to reschedule their loans to, especially related when during the COVID, they supported them. The impact is very big. People recovered from the challenge that happened to them. If I mentioned you one of the women who had 10 milk cows supported by USAID guarantee to reschedule her loan. Now she has 32 cows, her production from 75 liter to 550 to 600 liters per day. We have now provided 4.5 million birr, almost over $50,000. So it's all about learning and the journey to have that. And if we are creative enough and looking at the technology solutions, and of course blending the insurance. We have started discussion with a local insurance company. I'm glad Hope is here with Zapi. We have already started discussion with her, partnering with the local insurance. Pula is also there. So we will have a blended financing to the smallholding farmers to de-risk the credit.
Me come in there. Thank you very much, Mr. Asfor, for that. I noticed that people were clapping in the audience. I don't know if they work for your bank, but it sounds like some real solutions that have been offered at least to smallholder farmers in Oromia, and I hope the bankers out there are taking note, and it would be interesting to hear about whether your approaches and your innovations and your solutions, how they can be scaled in other countries. But we will maybe try to come to that a bit later. But it sounds like maybe some of the feedback that we get about banks is not maybe 100% accurate, because it sounds like you have some great innovations. Okay, I think we have room for just 2 more questions. I think this gentleman was first.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Odi Akanaba. I am the Director for Small Business Development at the African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank. I think the theoretical benefits of smallholder farmers aggregating themselves within cooperatives is very clear, right? However, in practice, funding these cooperatives has historically been quite challenging, at least for us, right? So I'd like to hear first from our colleague from the Cooperative Bank, but also from anybody else in the room who has experience in this regard. What are the success factors? What are the funding models that have worked in terms of DFIs like ourselves successfully financing cooperatives, not just in agri, but in any other sector that this has worked in? Thank you very much.
Your question was about the success factors. Did I hear correctly?
Well, success factors for funding cooperatives specifically.
Okay, who can take that question? Success factors of funding? Go ahead.
The success factor is focusing on technology, partnering with a technology company, and looking the solutions they have been providing to the needy community. The other thing is a partnership. Micro business and smallholding farmers needs collaborative approach rather than competitive approach. So we need to have a collaborative race to really bring the intended impact. What we have done with Michu Digital Lending, we have discussed with 5 banks in Ethiopia. We have shared our experience and the challenges we have passed through, and now 5 banks are already integrated to the system. If you see the Ethiopian population, we are over 150 million. If we see the category of the farmers, 1.2% are enterprise level, which are around 220,000 households, and 12% are 2.2%. 2.2 million farmers are at self-sufficient level, which are still viable when we see as a bank, and 23% over 10 million households are survival, which can need on their production, but they cannot invest into agriculture. For that chunk of households, we need collaboration with the government, with the development organizations, to de-risk the credit, and of course motivate them to produce more and to link to the market in that way. And the other thing is targeted approach, like value chain financing. If we have an ecosystem, we need to look at the value chain, how we are really going to impact the overall value chain to link the smallholding farmers and the cooperatives to the market as well. And keep innovation, Innovation, now we are innovating. We have signed an agreement with FMO to finance the already unique borrowers from credit scoring to credit scaling approach, credit risk rating approach. For that, we have signed a credit de-risking guarantee with the FMO. We don't stop those micro business, or we don't stop to finance the farmers as they grow. As they grow, we need to go behind them to invest more to create a model farmers in the country. And of course, we need to innovate to have a blended finance, blended products, credit plus insurance, and we need to keep innovation. When we see the Ethiopian population, close to 40% of the population are Muslim, so they need a Sharia compliant financing, both farmers and the micro business. Now we have finalized the digital lending to the Muslim community with the Kafiyya technology as well. So keep moving, data usage, and of course advisory services as mentioned. When we see the extension service, the skills, the capacity, the competency are behind the farmers. So we need to have our own experts. That's what we intervene, to have our own experts, where we link our expertise to local research institutes and agricultural investments, where we can build their skills and their competency to really provide the appropriate advice to the farmers. So at this time, we named our strategy S-Cubic winning strategy. Shift, segment-led, shift at scale. I think it is a right time for FDB to come to scale what we have done as experiment over the last 3 years. So we are going to scale it out to really bring the impact on our continent. So we need to collaborate not only at country level, at regional level. We need to collaborate together to really bring an impact at continent level to provide services to the needy community to really bring the intended impact. Thank you very much.